friends, we are with second topic of paper 1 content, DC regulated power supplies. Previously, you have learned already three different types of rectifier circuits as first sub-content of this chapter. Now, in this session, we'll see the next sub-content as the numerical on rectifier circuits, in which we'll see the first, a table of comparison between three rectifier circuits on the basis of different parameters very soon. After then, we'll have the problem solving on the rectifier circuit with their practice one by one very soon. Let us start with the first sub-content of today's session, that is comparison of rectifier circuits. You can make the comparison on the basis of different parameters that you learn in the tabular form as shown here. The first column represents the points of comparison, also includes different parameters of comparison, and remaining three columns the value of these parameters for half wave, full wave and bridge rectifier circuit. Let us start with one by one. We'll start with the first, as the first type of parameter is here, that is the required number of diodes. So number of diodes used for the construction of the half wave, just one required here, but for the full we need the two number of diodes, and for bridge required the four number of diodes. Remember, diodes used for the construction of rectifier circuit used in DC power supply are basically power type of diode. They have to handle large amount of electric current, also known as rectifying type of diodes. Fine. Then the second point of comparison is, that is need of center tap type of transformer. It is not required for half wave and bridge rectifier circuit, but center tap type of a transformer essential for the construction of full wave rectifier. As you know, meaning of center tap type of a transformer in which secondary coil is tapped at the center and one more terminal is attached there. This procedure is quite time consuming. Therefore, the cost of transformer increases, and such type of transformers are essential for the construction of full wave rectifier becomes its disadvantage because circuit cost will get increased. Then come for third point of comparison as whether transformer is necessary or essential for construction of rectifier. As if you learn, in case of DC power supply, step down type of transformer mostly used to lower the AC mains voltage, but if either lowering or increasing of AC voltage is not needed, that means step up or step down of voltage level is not required, then we can construct half wave as well as bridge rectifier without using transformer, which is not the case for full wave. Full wave always required a transformer for its construction, and it must be of center tap type. This becomes as its one more disadvantage. So remember here, red color marked points are the drawbacks of respective rectifier circuits. Then come for next one, fourth one, DC or average output voltage, that is VDC. We have got with derivation for half wave, full wave as well as bridge. We found that DC voltage present at output of half wave is peak value of voltage at output upon pi. 1 upon pi is 0.318 times of V peak, whereas in case of full wave and bridge, it is double of half wave, twice V peak upon pi. That means 2 upon pi is of 0.636 times peak voltage is the output of the full wave and bridge rectifier circuit, double of the half wave, right? Then come for next point of comparison, fifth one, DC or average output current. Remember that if you get the DC voltage of rectifier, when we connect certain load at its outputs having some resistance, we can easily find the current through load as a DC current, voltage upon resistance of load, or with simplification we have got DC current at output of half wave is peak value of current present through the load upon pi. 1 upon pi is 0.318 times of I peak. Double is in case of full wave and bridge rectifier circuit. That means twice IP upon pi. That means 0.66 times of peak value of current is the amount of DC current or average current present in the output of full wave and bridge rectifier circuit. Then come for the sixth parameter, that is ripple frequency. frequency of ripples present in the output of rectifier. In case of half wave, we have seen that frequency is the same that of AC input signal. AC means in our country of 50 Hertz is the same frequency of ripple in the half wave. But in case of full wave and bridge, ripple frequency is double of input AC frequency, that is 100 Hertz for full wave and bridge. Then come for the next one as ripple factor. Notation is small r. It represents purity of rectified DC output. Ideally, it should be 0. In practice, it should be less than 1. But it is found that for half wave, it is more than 1, 1.21. That means in the half wave rectifier, output possesses more variation than the constant DC output voltage. Therefore, it is impure. Purity is very, very poor. Therefore, it is not used in practice because its ripple factor is very high, above 1, 1.21, as it's one of the disadvantage. In case of full wave and bridge, it is less than 1, 0.482 is the amount of ripple factor, indicate that more DC than the variation present in the rectifier output. Then the next one as peak inverse voltage of a diode. It means maximum value of voltage that we can apply across a diode under reverse bias condition. In case of rectifier, what amount of voltage appear as a maximum value under reverse bias condition? We find in case of half wave, it is about the peak voltage present at output. So Vp is the PIV, but same is the value for bridge rectifier. But in case of full wave rectifier, the peak value of voltage that appear across diode under reverse bias condition is of double of the peak voltage present at output across load. That means diode in the full wave rectifier has to bear more amount of reverse voltage in the circuit across them. Therefore, this could become as one more disadvantage. PIV is double Vp as a drawback of the full wave rectifier circuit. Then come for the ninth point of comparison as a one more parameter, diode current. Amount of current that flows through diode in the rectifier circuit. In case of half wave, same that of DC or load current present at output, but for the full wave and bridge, it is half of DC current or half of the load current, because in case of full wave, during half cycle only one diode conduct, and during second half cycle remaining one conduct, sum of two as a total resultant DC current. Therefore, only half time one of diode get conduct. Therefore, diode current is half of total DC current. Similarly, in case of bridge, we find the two diodes comes in series with the load, conduct during half cycle, remaining two for next half cycle. So resultant current through the diode in either of cycle is half of total current that carried at output through load in the rectifier circuit for bridge rectifier. So half of IDC. Then we see about the next one, efficiency of rectifier. That means how effectively AC input power is converted into DC output without loss. In case of half wave, it is found that efficiency is below the 50%. That means loss is more. So here highlighted with red color means it is its disadvantage. Efficiency is very low. In case of full wave as well as a bridge, efficiency is very, very high, about 81.2%. Then come for the last point of comparison, that is diode drop. Amount of voltage get drop across the diode in the rectifier circuit. Mostly we find diodes used in rectifier circuit are of silicon type, rectify the very high amount of AC voltage. It is found that in case of half wave, just 0.7 volt get drop across a diode and remaining comes at output. But our diode drop is just 0.7 volt. But in case of full wave, diode drop is also of only one diode, either of D1, D2. That comes in series with the load. So at a time, only one diode comes in path of current. So drop is 0.7 across it. But in case of bridge rectifier circuit, unlike of half wave or full wave, we find there at least two diodes that comes in series at a time with either half cycle positive or negative. Therefore, across each of them, sum of voltage 0.7 plus 0.7, total 1.4 volt get drop and remaining will comes at output. This could be as only one major drawback of bridge rectifier circuit. And remember that need of 4 diode is not its drawback, because cost of diode is negligible as compared to cost of center type of transformer. Secondly, all the 4 diodes available in single package, the bridge, with worth of cost nearly equal to cost of single diode. Therefore, need of 4 diodes never becomes as a disadvantage of bridge rectifier circuit. It has only one drawback. Drop of voltage across diode is double than that of drop of voltage across diode in the full wave rectifier. Therefore, whenever we think about rectification of very small AC voltage, we cannot use bridge rectifier because loss of 1.4 from small value of voltage will be major. So you have to prefer full wave rectifier whenever you think about rectification of small AC voltages. Now we'll start one by one solving the numerical on the rectifier circuit. Here is the first one. I'll read the content very first. Turns ratio of step down transformer used in a half wave rectifier is 1:12. The primary is connected to a power, AC mains power 240 volt, frequency 50 Hz. Assuming diode resistance in forward bias is a 0, calculate DC voltage across the load. I'll remind now meaning of this. Step down means number of turns of winding of a secondary coil always less than number of turns of winding of a primary coil. That means N2 is smaller than N1. Then 50 Hz is what? Frequency of AC main supply. 240 volt is of RMS value of AC mains voltage. If not mentioned, voltage AC always measured correctly in RMS. And secondly, it has been asked here to find DC output voltage by assuming diode resistance 0. Ideally, we can assume that diode has 0 resistance when it is in on condition, but in practice it has low resistance. We have been asked to assume 0 drop across it. I into R comes 0 because R is 0. So DC output can find very easily. For that, just list out the given things. In case of half wave rectifier, we have given this and what this one. I will now recollect them. See here, very first, we find here that step down type of transformer means transformer is of step down. That means one will be turns ratio of secondary, not primary. N2 is smaller than N1. Just given reverse for the confusion. So mention it is of step down. So 12 has 2 primary number of turns and 1 has to be a secondary number of terms because secondary are less than primary by step down concept. So N1 as to N2 should be 12 as to 1. Then primary voltage means V1 is of 240 volt is in RMS value. Then frequency of input AC is of 50 Hz. We have to find out DC voltage. For that, one should know about voltage across secondary hole of a transformer, which is actually AC input voltage for the rectifier circuit. Right? Then we'll see now one by one, step by step. The first step here to calculate secondary voltage V2 of the transformer. So as per turns ratio given here, we know that turns ratio always bear with the voltage ratio. Number of turns of winding of a primary upon number of turns of winding of secondary equals to primary applied voltage upon secondary voltage. We have to find out V2. So rearrange it. V1 into N2 upon N1. Put their values and solve it. It becomes V2 equals to how much? Is of 20 volt. If not mentioned, you have to assume it is a RMS value. Now, by this V2, we can find out peak voltage present across secondary, because in the formula of VDC, what is it? V peak upon pi. So one should know about the peak voltage. We know that RMS value of voltage is expressed in terms of peak value upon under root 2. Therefore, the peak voltage can be equals to RMS value of voltage into root 2. But what is root 2? Root 2 is 1.414. So 20 is the amount of RMS voltage. V2 we have got previously in the first step. Put the value as VRMS into 1.414. Resultant amount of peak voltage can be as 28.28 volt. Now this value we can use in the formula to get the DC output voltage. That is what? V peak upon pi. Put the value of V peak as 28.28. But 1 upon pi is 0.318. So 0.318 into 28.28. If you solve it, you'll get the answer for DC output voltage as 8.99 volt. Have you figured this? We'll go for one more example. If two diode full wave rectifier is connected across secondary of 909 volt center tap type transformer whose primary is connected as to the AC main supply of 240 volt and frequency of 50 hertz, then draw circuit diagram for above arrangement. Second, find the average, also called as DC output voltage. Third, find the output ripple frequency, that means FR. So very first, list out the given things. What we have given? In case of full wave rectifier is of center tap type. This is the voltage between S1, CT and S2. As you know, the input voltage for rectifier in center tap type of rectifier circuit is the voltage present between either of secondary and center tap. That means 9 volt you have to assume as the AC input, right? Then see here, what is the next? We are given the frequency of input AC is 50 hertz. Then we have been asked to find DC output voltage and ripple frequency. We'll go now one by one with the first step as to calculate. Sorry, first is what? To draw the circuit diagram. As I said, primary, large number of turns of winding. Secondary, less number of turns of winding. Indicate step down. Primary is with AC mains of 240 volt given of frequency 50 hertz. Secondary voltage is of 909. So between S1 and CT 9 volt, as well as between S2 and CT also of 9 volt. Then two diodes, and finally we get the rectified DC output as its diagram. Now by using secondary voltage is how much here now? 909. Total will be of 18, but the half of it, only 9, becomes as an input for the rectifier to be assumed as a VI. So VI should be equals to 9 volt. It is a AC voltage, means it is in RMS value. So we can proceed one by one for the steps of calculations. First step we'll find here, that is to find out the peak voltage present at the output. Since RMS value of AC voltage is of input is 9 volt. So by using formula, what is the peak voltage? VRMS into root 2, because RMS voltage is what? Peak upon root 2. So peak can be as RMS into root 2. So 9 volt is the RMS voltage, becomes as a VI between secondary and central tap terminal as a AC input 9 volt into 1.414 value of root 2. You get the peak voltage about 12.726 volt or 12.73. You can round up like that way, right? Then next one, DC output voltage. How to find VDC? Formula is what? V 2 V peak upon pi for the full wave. Then put the value of V peak, that is 2 upon pi is 0.636 times Vp is 12.726. If you solve it, it becomes 8.094. Therefore, 8.094 is the required DC output voltage of this example circuit. Now come for third one. C, ripple frequency. You have seen that in case of full wave rectifier, ripple frequency is double the frequency of input AC. Input AC frequency is of 50 hertz. Therefore, 50 into 2, 100 hertz becomes as a ripple frequency for given example circuit. We'll go now. Next example, number 3. Also it is given on half wave rectifier circuit. If transformer of secondary voltage is of 12 volt, load resistance of 100 ohm is connected at output, then calculate DC voltage, DC current, and the peak value of voltage and peak inverse value of diode, PIV of diode used in the rectifier circuit. We'll go now step by step. We are given in half wave rectifier AC input voltage across secondary VAC as a 12 volt. Then at the output load is of 100 ohm. Then you have to find out. You can just rearrange. First, to find the VDC, you should know about V peak. So first you have to find out the peak voltage from the RMS value of AC input. Then we can find the DC voltage, then VDC upon the load, we can get the IDC, and finally we'll get the conclusion for peak inverse voltage of diode step by step. Now how to find peak voltage? As usual, since RMS voltage across secondary is of 12 volt, we know that RMS voltage given by peak upon root 2. Therefore, peak voltage can be equals to VRMS into root 2. So put the value of RMS 12 into 1.414. If you calculate it, you'll get the peak voltage as 16.96 volt. Then come for the next one. To find the DC output voltage, what is the formula? For the half the rectifier, DC voltage given by peak voltage upon the pi, 0.318 times V peak. We have got the peak voltage already, that is 16.968. So into 1.318, so resultant voltage at output DC voltage will be as 5.396, or you may write 5.40 also in the roundup, no problem in the exam. Fine. Then to find the output DC voltage, DC current, as I said, we can get the output DC current by using Ohm's law. DC voltage upon resistance of load that we have connected at output. So ratio of VDC upon RL, that means 5.396 is the voltage we got in the previous point upon 100 ohm of load, 0.05396 as an ampere. You can rearrange it into the milliampere by shifting decimal point 1, 2, 3 right side. Multiple of ampere will be power of 10 minus 3 means milli. So 53.96 milliampere is the DC current as the answer. Now one more thing, fourth one, we have been asked to calculate the PIV of each diode. In case of half wave rectifier, peak inverse voltage of a diode is just the peak voltage present at the output as well as peak voltage present across secondary of a transformer, and it is of, we have got 16.968 volt. So PIV also of same. Therefore, we can guess we have to select a diode whose PIV rating given by its manufacturer should be at least this value, 16.968 or more than this value. Then only diode can withstand in the circuit safely. We'll go for now. Next example number 4. Again, it is on center tap type of full rectifier. 2 diode center tap full wave rectifier. Sometimes just it is mentioned only full wave rectifier. Remember, voltage across secondary is of 40 volt. Then find its DC output voltage and PIV rating for, there are 2 diodes. So you are given here in full wave rectifier, secondary voltage between S1 and S2 is of 40 volt. Total voltage between secondary S1 and S2 is given of 40 volt. But we have been used here center tap type of transformer in the construction of full wave resistor rectifier. It is compulsory. Therefore, actual AC input, like the second example you have seen, the voltage present between either of secondary and center tap terminal means half of voltage of between the 2 secondary. So AC voltage for the input should be assumed as half of secondary voltage, that is 40 upon 2. So just 20 volt is the AC voltage. AC means it is in RMS. We have been asked to find out DC voltage and peak inverse volt rating of a diode, PIV rating of diode. Let's see now one by one. We'll go for second stage. Here we can find the peak voltage from the RMS voltage here. V peak can be equals to V RMS into root 2. That means 20 into 1.414. It becomes 28.28 volts. Now see here, second point here, to find out DC output voltage, formula remains same, twice V peak upon pi. That means 0.636 times peak voltage. Put the value of V peak as 28.28. If we solve it, we'll get DC resultant output voltage of 17.98 volt. Then at the last, peak inverse voltage of diode. In case of full wave rectifier, you have seen as its drawback, PIV of diode is double of the peak voltage present at output, means 2 times Vp. That means 2 into 28.28. It means 56.56 volt. Now we have to select a diode with the PIV rating should be at least or more than this amount. So PIV rating should be equals to minimum 56.56 volt or more than this only. Then only diode can withstand in a circuit. Thus, PIV rating is always greater than PIV present in the rectifier circuit. If you follow this, then we'll go for the last numerical. Number 5. Turns ratio of transformer. It is misplaced here. Word. Turns ratio of transformer used in bridge rectifier circuit is 10:1. The primary is connected to the power AC mains, 220 volt, frequency of 50 hertz. Calculate the DC output voltage and PIV of a diode. So you are given for bridge rectifier N1:N2, 10:1. V1 is of 220 RMS. We have been asked to calculate the ripple frequency, not as there, only FI is given there, no problem. V2 to find out, VDC can find out, and PIV also you can find step by step. First step here to find out the V2. V2 is given by turns ratio equals to voltage ratio, N1/N2 equals to V1/V2. Therefore, V2 can be as like of half a rectifier numerical. V1 into N2/N1, 220 into 1/10. So 22 volt is the secondary voltage as a AC input for the bridge rectifier circuit. From this we can find the peak voltage as RMS into √2. So 22 into 1.414, 31.11 volt is the peak voltage at the output of rectifier circuit. Now to find out the DC voltage in case of bridge rectifier like of full wave, it is given by double of Vp/pi. That means 0.636 times Vp Vp equals to 0.636 times 31.11. If you solve it, it becomes 19.78 volt. And the last is what? PIV of diode. In case of bridge rectifier circuit, peak inverse voltage is just Vp. It is not double like of full wave rectifier as its advantage. So we must select a diode from the market whose PIV rating should be at least or more than the PIV present in the circuit. PIV is how much? 31.11. So we must have the PIV rating more than 31.11 volt. You follow this? So this is about the practice of various numerical on all three rectifier circuit. From next session, we'll start the next sub content, that is the filter circuits one by one.